And then lastly, we had an awesome track by another Perth artist who's in the studio with us tonight, Jaycee, with his
What's
track.
up, guys?
Yes,
Pleasure to be on the show.
And that was Runaway, wasn't it? Runaway, yeah.
That was Runaway. That was week 4, the single for week 4, Runaway.
Ooh, week 4. Wait, before we number weeks. What is week 4? Tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing this thing called One Song, One Dream, and essentially I'm dropping a new song every single Monday for 6 months straight alongside a music video. And all the songs are produced, mixed, mastered by me. Every music video is by my man Andrew from Just Play Media.
Nice.
It's just one big hustle. It's one big passion project, one big love project. One song, one dream. So yeah.
What gave you an idea to do that, and why 6 months, and why?
So
one a week.
There's quite a few things to it. So last year was my debut kind of year doing this whole music thing. Like I was always making music as a kid and all that, like, you know, playing guitar in bands, in and out, singing in the school band. And then like I left school and I was making beats and that. And then last year was the first year I really started doing music. So I put out 2 mixtapes, self-produced mixtapes. Each mixtape had about 8 to 6 songs on it, and I realized there's a slow attention span now. No one's sitting through mixtapes anymore. Like people listen to the first song and then no one hears the last song, and it's that old structure where you put the last song at the end as well because you think it's going to be a big kaboom.
Or they'll skip through really quickly and be like, 3 seconds, nah.
And it wasn't, nothing was happening. I was putting out these mixtapes, nothing was happening. And when I was in between those mixtapes, I was putting out singles. And those singles I was putting out were doing way better than my mixtapes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I'm saving all the good stuff for the mixtapes. So I kind of went away for a bit. I went on a tour. I had some time to think about some stuff with the boys and the team. And I just got into this real creative zone. I just really tapped into my authentic self.
Yeah.
And I was making a song every single day.
Wow.
I'd wake up at 8 o'clock, have a coffee, hit the studio, make a beat, lay a verse, make another beat. Like when I'm making a song, that's a finished demo. But the process for me to make a song is like make 3 beats.
Right.
So I was making like 3 beats, laying like 3 hooks. And then at the end of that, I'd have like a finished demo song. And I was just like, boys, what's going on here? Like, is this normal?
Busy.
Is this normal?
No.
So we started like looking around and shit. We're like, I've got a bag of music here. It was really authentic to me, and really like when I make music, I don't make it for anyone else but myself, and the outcome is just like an energetic kind of offspring. Like there's over 10,000 hours in the studio hustling beats, and there's over like just the energy I put behind it is just like, it's infectious. So like we're Googling around and we're like, all right, who's done this method of putting out a song every week? And there was quite a few artists that have done it. Like I know Russ off the top of my head, one of my favorites. He's done like he did a song every week for 90 weeks. That's 90 tracks.
Oh, wow.
Was that like a year or more?
He did 2 years of
A year is
songs.
52 weeks, auntie.
Well, you know, I don't do maths.
So
That's why I'm here.
So we're like, yeah. So that was nuts. And but then we looked further, and we found no one who did a song every week and a music video.
Right. Yeah, because that's a lot of work. Like, you're busy. That's busy.
You didn't find one person. And like, if someone's listening to this radio show and knows someone, please message me, because we looked everywhere. We couldn't find anyone. And like, I'm not saying that like, but like, that's what I was like, wait a minute, let's do something new here.
Yeah, something different.
No,
Like,
I don't know anyone.
I don't know.
No.
Any listeners out there?
And we're in this music video generation now. Like, you see, like
people want visuals with
Ed
everything.
Sheeran just dropped a new project with like a music for everything.
Yeah.
Who's the other person? What? Lil Nas X. And like just everyone's dropping music videos. Like always on the trending, there's music videos. I was like,
Yeah, you can't really drop something without visuals.
And you name
Beyonce. She did it twice.
You name one big song and it's got a music video.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait a minute, let's put the pieces together. And then me and Andrew just got an amazing bond. We get together and we just work like, you know. So we just did it, and we're doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's out of love.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm so passionate about music. Like, it is unbelievable.
Yeah, and you can feel that. That's the thing, like how you said you make music for yourself. You can really tell the difference when someone's authentic
Yeah.
about it and genuine rather than being like, oh, I think this is what people want to hear, you know? Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't sound forced or doesn't sound like you're even really trying to ride a wave. It just sounds like you're, like you say,
Yeah.
just doing something you're really passionate about and just you hear it in your music.
Thank you.
How important is it that you pretty much do everything and like, you know, with the whole producing, mixing, mastering, all of that, like how important is that to you and having that ownership over your music?
It's crazy because like when I first started music, I didn't even think that was a thing. Like I was just like, I left school, I was in bands. I started off as a guitarist, like I was playing drums, keys, the whole lot. Like I have Jamaican blood, so I was singing a lot. And then I left school and I was just like, I obviously love music. I was like, I just want to make songs. So I picked up my mom's laptop. I started playing with GarageBand, as you do, making tracks, making this. And like, to me, I was just making songs until I got about 5 songs deep into just my like SoundCloud days, just putting out shit, experimenting. People started going like, oh man, who's making the beats for these? Like, oh man, who's doing...
you're like, oh wait, I'm doing
And
something.
then I'm like, wait, what do you mean who's making the beats? Like, obviously me. Like, isn't that what a song is?
Wow.
Like-
I love that.
I was like,
That's so
That's
good.
You know what I mean? Like, isn't that what a song is?
Well, you see, you're coming from a musician, artist type, you know, where you create everything from, I guess, from
I mean, it helps when you can play instruments
Yeah,
as
exactly.
well.
You're playing instruments. It's just natural for you to kind of pick things up and then just start playing and then like you started getting on GarageBand. But a lot of people, you know, don't. No, it might be the complete, you know, opposite where they just write, you know, and they don't know how to pick up
Yeah,
anything. But the
Yeah.
fact you do, it's like a full package, almost like a well-rounded kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's rare. And everyone, I
And
know
that's what
that,
I was
you know?
surprised. It's
Very
cool.
rare.
Yeah, that's not a common thing.
No.
To be able to, and like, you know, there are people that can write and produce or whatever, but like mixing and mastering and all that kind of stuff as well.
Engineering
It's-
side of things, that's crazy.
Not everything.
And to do it be quality as well, not just like, you know.
And that's it. I'm such a perfectionist, and that's sometimes the one downfall about doing it all yourself is that it comes down to just your ears.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't know if your ears are playing tricks on you,
Right.
and because I'm such like a perfectionist, I'm just sometimes I'll find myself like the song will be done, but I just keep going back and forth, bouncing it out again, putting it in, playing on this speaker, then going back.
And that'll play tricks with you as well when you're listening to something like
Yeah.
on repeat.
And then I started, and it's weird because the thing with music, it's a subjective art form, so there's never actually right or wrong. And that's the thing what really has started like clicking to me, because I'm listening to some of these hits, like Drake songs and all these big songs that have numbers, and I like from a producer's standpoint, I'm like, wait a minute, like they didn't do that though, and I'm over here freaking about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just goes to show that the music is so subjective to the listener. Like some of these songs are trash, like in terms of mixing and mastering and all the, like they don't go
Yeah.
by the rules like what they'll teach you on a degree, but yet they're so big. And it just goes to show no one really knows what anyone wants to hear. Like no one's ever looking for the new music. No one's ever looking for like a sound or this or that until they hear it.
Yeah.
So sometimes the bad stuff is really the good stuff. And that's what I'm starting to find out. I'm like, you know what? Like sounding like a SoundCloud rap is actually a sound now.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
know what I
yeah. Yeah.
It's like become
Yeah.
a genre.
Yeah. Like having too much reverb is a sound now. Like, you know, the beat being too high for your vocals and your vocals behind the beat is a sound. Like I've heard tracks, like some of Juice WRLD's tracks, I'm like, man, his vocals are way too low. But yet it's got like billions of like
Yeah.
people love it.
I guess it's about creating a vibe, hey, really, at the end. Sometimes, you know, I guess we've all heard songs that sound, you know, perfect, you know, like produced to perfection, but it's not resonating.
Lacking something or, yeah.
There's no connection, maybe even emotionally.
It's too
or-
manufactured
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's like, finding a balance, hey.
Yeah, sometimes like with something being raw
Yeah.
can be way more enjoyable.
Definitely,
than,
and that's it. Like one of my favorite example for that is like Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. Like one of my favorite guitarists. He never changed his guitar. He used his first guitar the whole time through the band.
Oh wow, I didn't
And it
know
was
that.
just a shitty $200 guitar, and that's what made the sound.
Yeah.
That shit sound, like
The shit
Yeah,
sound
like
made it great.
good shit.
because everyone's
Good
looking,
shit.
everyone's looking at what's good. No one, and then when someone goes, like it's like having a perfect paint. Like, have you seen the art where they just flick paint on a
Abstract.
picture? It's like
Yeah.
everyone's trying to find the perfect diamond, but then it turns out like your imperfections are your perfections. You know what I mean? Like everyone's looking for that perfect piece, but then you show them something different, and turns out they've been looking for that the whole time.
Right.
Because there's no such thing as perfect. What is perfect?
We're getting deep. We're getting deep
I don't know.
at
Like
11:30.
this is how I feel sometimes.
But
no, 100%.
did you? So with all your multi talents, did you? Did you self-teach, like, or are you self-taught, or did you do a few lessons here and there, or did you go to school and do a bit of music stuff and engineering stuff like?
So, it's kind of a journey. Like, so for guitar, yeah, my mum got me a guitar when I was really young, and I did a few guitar lessons in that, and not a lot. Like, I didn't learn a lot off a teacher, but if you count like YouTube as a teacher, then yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
if that's
Become
self-teaching, then because
Yeah.
like all my producing, all my engineering's like articles. Just me googling, taking the initiative to
Yeah.
watch YouTube videos. So I guess you could say like people claim they're self-taught, but at the end of the day, you're not literally sitting there like trial and erroring everything.
Yeah.
You're watching YouTube
Yeah.
videos.
I mean, it's still
Yeah.
a form of it though, because I mean, you can watch it and you still don't have someone being like, nah, not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, still
Yeah.
in a way.
Well, that's cool. That's awesome.
So you said you only really started doing music properly last year.
Yeah.
And you're already getting on festivals and
Yeah.
Busy.
what's going on?
Oh yeah.
It-
Because was it Groove in the Moo you did?
Yeah, Groove in the Mirror. I did that, the Perth show.
How was that?
I've done yeah, that was awesome. Like, I love festivals.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to Groove in the Mood before I was playing there, and I
Right.
always said I'd be there. And to be on the main stage,
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
just
You were
like
on the main stage.
my
that's
name
right.
on the
Yeah.
board, that was
Yeah.
it. Like, I was opening it, but like, whatever. But for me, the biggest reward is my own shows. So we did a tour in January, and we went to like all the major cities in Australia. And for me, that was the biggest reward for me, seeing the fans or the people there with the intention to see you.
Yeah.
Sometimes festivals are cool and all, like, don't get me wrong, but sometimes people majority of the time, the people are just there to take drugs and get drunk and dance, and it just so happens you're playing, especially at
Like
these
background noise
at these
almost.
low
Yeah.
at these low forms, like when you're on the come up, but when you do your own show, like on the other side of Australia, and you got 50 people, 20 people in the audience, and they're singing your words, that's the most.
Yeah,
that's the reward for
awesome.
me. That's the reward for me.
Like, and you know that they're
Yeah.
there to see you.
Yeah.
They put their money down, and they were like, we're making that effort. Yeah, that's everything, and that's awesome that you got to do that. And so with you having gone over east and stuff earlier in the year, have you got plans to go back, or you've been and now you're going back?
No, it's weird because like I want to do shows all around the world, obviously. Like, I just want to do shows, but I also want to do them the right way. Like, when we did the tour, it was really just for the love of the music. Like, we put our own money up. We went out there and we did it just for the fans and the few supporters we had at the time. But when I do the next tour, I really want it to be I want to make it worthwhile, because it's not easy to kind of, because we're independent. Like, everything, we're booking all the venues.
Right. It's
We
all
got
up
to
to
promise these venues we're
Yeah.
going to get this amount of tickets. We got to put ourselves up in places to stay. So like the next tour, I want to make sure we got the fans, we got the supporters, we got it down packed. So when we do it, it's going to be worthwhile for everyone. The show is going to be better. Our traveling experience is going to be better. So probably after One Song, One Dream.
Awesome.
Can't really do
Awesome.
can't do too
Yeah.
much touring while you're dropping a song a week.
I mean, yeah. Slow your roll.
I just had this flashback to when we were at Groove in the Moo, because I was there
Yeah.
too, but I wasn't performing. I was just helping out, doing some background stuff, But the crowd, the tent that we were in, forgive me, I've forgotten the tent's name, but they were screaming out your name, the crowd.
Were they?
It was funny. It was like, because I think it was Marley and them had finished.
All right.
And then they were getting ready for the next act.
Yeah.
And they would just start screaming your name. I'm like,
Sweet.
oh,
There you
damn.
go.
Jaycee's not here, guys. He's busy. He
Damn.
on the other side.
I didn't even know that.
No, yeah. I just had a flashback to it just then as you were talking
What,
about.
the audience?
Yeah. They were calling out your name.
Was this before or after he'd performed?
After.
right.
So they were getting ready for the next act, and then they were just yelling out his name,
cool.
Jaycee's name, because they probably thought, well, maybe he's coming out.
Well, I was
or-
on way too early.
They messed up the time slots.
Yeah, no, but yeah, big ups to you, man.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's cool.
That's amazing. And that's a lot to have done already in like such a short amount of time.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, doing it for real.
Yeah, well,
in quotation marks.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when you got the right intentions and people really resonate with authenticity. And like the fact, like I said, I put out 2 projects last year. So there was a catalog for people to listen to and kind of get amongst. But at the same time, it's like, it like when I take a step back and look at it, it's cool. But like for me, I feel like I don't even like, I'm just going with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm not like, it doesn't feel like I'm doing a lot at the same time because I'm living it. It's kind of one of those double-ended swords where when you're doing it, it doesn't seem like you're doing it until you're done it, or you're not doing it, and then you're like, wait, I was doing it.
An LL Cool J song right here.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of doing
All
it
the
going
donuts.
on. Oh man, that's awesome. So did we want to get into a little bit of a live performance? So can we get Jaycee to do a little live thing for us? So guys, if you're listening, you're tuned into Cloud Waves on RTRFM, and we have a special guest that's been with us in the studio, Jaycee, and he's going to be performing one of his new songs. Would you like to intro your
So
track?
this song is called One of These Days. This one is week 5 out of 26 singles, and this one's probably one of my favorite songs I've ever actually made. It's got a lot of meaning behind it, and the beat is just so dope. One of actually probably my favorite beat I've made as well. It's got a real awesome soul sample. I chopped up. It's got real nostalgia vibes. It's classic. Like it's not gonna be outdated anytime soon.
Nice.
This one's called One of These Days.
Let's do it.
You turn it up a little bit.
Okay.
Hit after hit, little by bit. Yeah. Life is a trip. Grip it, don't slip. Tick the box, count the days, hope the pay's on the way. Take a break and I pray for my loved ones it's safe. And I wait, but the weight on my shoulders is great. But I'm grateful for these days that I wait. Yeah, you cannot plan it like space. Time to bring my hit home, I won't stay at the base. One of these days, only God knows like a face. It's step after step like you running a race. One of these days, you bet I'm feeling the weight. One day I'll buy my mom the world and put my boys on the pay. One of these days, one of these days it's all gonna change. Yeah,
One of these days.
it won't be over. Yeah, one of these days. Yeah, okay. Hit after hit, little by bit. I will not quit, keeping my wit. Yeah, hit it and dip. Life is a trip, grip it, don't slip. Easy to miss. Tick the box, count the days, hope the pay's on the way. Take a break and I pray for my loved ones it's safe. And I wait, but the weight on my shoulders is great. But I'm grateful for these days that I wait.
One of these days.
It's all gonna change. Hooked up with my boy just playing. My managers grind away. Got my girl on the phone. I gotta go catch a plane. Trying to explain to my parents why the money ain't came. I'm like these days. I got my drive like the freeway. But there's delays. I put my heart on display. Please don't betray. I hope they see me. Yeah, it won't be over. One of these days, it won't be over. Yeah. Hit after hit, little by bit. I will not quit. Yeah, keeping my wit. Yeah. Hit it and dip. Life is a trip. Grip it, don't slip. Easy to miss. Take the box, count the days, hope the pay's on the way. Take a break and I pray for my loved ones it's safe. And I wait, but the weight on my shoulders is great. But I'm grateful for these days that I wait. Take the box, count the days, hope the pay's on the way. Take a break and I pray for my loved ones it's safe. These days, got my drive like the freeway. But there's delays, I put my heart on display. Please don't betray, I hope they see me. I hope they reach me, yeah.
Hey!
Nice.
One of these days.
That was dope.
So
I didn't realize you
fire.
sang as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm
He
singing.
sings.
I'm singing just as much as I rap these days.
Nice. These days. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
That was such a great track, man. That really resonates with me too. I really love when artists, open up and talk about their family and, people they love and bring that all in. And I love that. It's a very inspiring track.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Thank
that was
you.
week
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
And what week were we on now?
That
week
was
5.
Oh, that was
that came out
tonight.
today.
Oh,
Yeah.
exclusives.
Yeah.
You heard it here. That's
Nice. All right. So we're week 5.
So
That's one
Yeah.
of my favorites. That one. It really, like I it's got Just playing it. My manager's grinding away. My girl on the phone. Got to go catch a plane.
yeah, man.
It's happening right now. It's real
Nice.
relevant to me. So yeah, that one.
Amazing.
Would you like to shout out anyone while you're here? I know you got your people here, but is there anyone out there that might be?
Yeah, shout out the young team, all the supporters holding me down, all the Perth 6K. Obviously, shout out my exclusive team, NGK, Julian, Andrew. Shout out my girl Kristen. Shout out my mom, my dad. Shout out everyone listening right now, because it's Monday and it's 11:30. So if you're listening right now, you're mad respect to you.
Well, people can restream. This is a good thing. So the show goes straight up.
Oh, sweet.
And so
we can re-listen to this. Nice.
people can get the link and
online
and hear that.
RTRFM/Cloudwaves.
That's right.
It'll be up after the show.
Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you in the
Awesome.
studio with us.
Thank you so much for coming in. Good
And-
luck.
Thank
Yeah.
you. No, it's been awesome to come on the show. Speak. It's good to have good chats as well. with
Yeah.
people
We're
in
gonna
this-
have to
with
get
this-
you to
in
come
the
in
scene.
again.
Definitely, I would always come in here and chat.
Yeah, maybe you can bring like your guitar or like something, do a little
Acoustic vibes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we could do that.
There you go. New things.
Thank you
Amazing.
so much again. Thank you to the young team. Thanks to Andrew, Nick, and here holding it down for Jaycee. So, it's been awesome, and we're going to have you back in the very, very, very near future before you're
We're gonna
too
have to check
famous.
in before the. We're gonna have to check in before the 6 months is up. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
I got
that's what
some
we should do.
Big tunes that are coming up as well that I'd
Awesome.
love to do live on here. as well.
That'd be
Definitely.
amazing.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
If you just tuned into RTR, you're listening to Cloud to See and Hyclass. We just had Jaycee on. Thank you again for coming in. We got a bunch more music coming up for you. It is 11:45, so we'll see what we can bang out.